welcome back to another of my new video. In today's video I'll be showing you quite an interesting design of an oil lamp called the flat wick oil lamp. Here you see the entire workplace is being illuminated by a single candle, since a single candle also produces a significant amount of light. With a single candle give us the reference of one candela. Here is a design of a flat wick lamp. We just see a cross-section viewing of the lamp. Around here is the wick tube holding the flat wick. Around here you can see it's called something called the air dome, which focuses the air straight blow across the bottom section of the flame, thus allows a better combustion, as well with two sides, with extra air to flow to prevent the shattering of chimney due to high temperatures, as generally with flat wick lamps, the chimney are made of standard soda-lime glass instead of the borosilicate glass. So with more air mixing with the air dome, unlike our standard single wick dead flame lamp, actually the dead flame produces quite a significant smell during combustion, as there is quite a significant amount of fuel being not completely combusted, known as incomplete combustion. Whereas with our flat wick lamp, if it's been designed correctly, it burns really cleanly. Not as clean as a center draft, which almost zero smell. With a flat wick, you can still smell something really faint, but almost unnoticeable to regular nose. Here you can see is the lamp. The lamp consists with a glass chimney. This is really important for any lamp other than a single wick dead flame lamp, as it uses its air dome. In order for it to work correctly, you need the excess air, and the fuse should generally be around just less than an inch through the top section of the filling ports to prevent spillage and the expansion of oil during the heating of the lamp, as the spillage can be quite dangerous if anything flammable gets by. As chimney, working principle is really simple, as the flame produces heat. Heat rises as hot air is less dense than cold air, thus produce quite a significant amount of draft. The draft allows fresh air to be pulled in with a lot of oxygen in, straight to the wick, which generally for a kerosene lamp around the flat wick, you expect smoking if you don't have any draft, but with the draft and additional air, you can achieve a really bright combustion without much soot and smell. Now I will be showing you the correct procedure on lighting such a lamp. A lot of people light such lamp wrongly. First I will show you, but for our case, because I don't have any more oils before I get some new oils left, as there's only so much oil in the front of the lamp. The glass bulb section in the lamp that holds the oil is called the font. The one that holds the wick is called the burner, and this top section here is called the air dome. The four prongs here is called the fingers, which holds the glass chimney gently. Make sure it's gently, not tight. As glass expands, if it's held tightly, it can crack. And here is the wick adjustment knob. Here is the glass chimney. Such a design chimney is called a comet bulge chimney. You can see it looks like a comet flying off the sky, but it has a bulge around here. The bulge allows the flame to have a distance away from the glass, as well as with the bulge, the air pressure actually decreases, allows a slower speed air to flow around the flame, not a really high speed flame, thus allow the flame to expand slightly, producing more light, as there is a pinch around the top section of the chimney. The pinch itself thus allows better draft to form. And here's some decorational patterns which is not so functional, only for aesthetic reasons. To light any lamp, the first thing to make sure is there's fuel in our tank. We're not burning the wick, but we're burning the fuel from the wick. and adjust our knob slightly to make sure we have just slightly bits of char. It's not too much, just slightly bits. Some people like fresh wick, but I find the wick with a tiny bit of char works really good. Make sure it's around 1 or 2 centimeters of char. And many people light the wick straight away like this, which is completely wrong. To light it correctly, we have to lower the wick just above the wick tube, but make sure the wick must be all time below the air dome, which is really important. A lot of people get the wick above the air dome. If you do that, you'll cause huge amounts of soot in. With my chimney here, after months of usage, there is not a single bit of soot formed on the chimney. So you only clean your chimney half a year or so just to get the dust off, and there should be no soot or blackening of the chimney at all in all time, unless you're burning the wrong fuel or using the wrong wick or using the wrong burner or wrong chimney. Or else you see the chimney remains pristine clean, zero blackening. To light the wick, now we just can light it gently. You can see it. Now we get the flame going. Here's the flame. Now if I get any high, you can see now it starts to producing soot because there is not enough draft, as there's not enough combustion. If there's not enough combustion, what will happen is that the flame will produce soot, as excess carbon cannot be burned off completely. So what we do now is lower the wick, allows a tiny bit of glow. You can see here, still even with a tiny glow, we can still see soot forming. Now with that tiny soot, we can safely put our chimney on. The moment we've put the chimney on, the flame becomes white. Now we can allows to raise the wick just slightly, allows the gentle heating of the glass. Now I'll just be zooming down here, allows you can see better contrast. If not, you can see how bright the flame actually is. It's pretty bright right now, just with a tiny glow. It's not even reaching its full potential yet. You can see here is the water condenses around the glass. It's now the steam. The steam formation is the combustion of hydrocarbons. Kerosene is a hydrocarbon. As hydrocarbon burns, it produces carbon dioxide and water. Water as hot steam condenses on the cold chimney. So you can just now raise the wick just even slightly more to get off all the water. As the water is now burning off, actually heated up and start evaporated from the chimney, you can safely allow the wick to be adjusted even further. As now the glass being completely heated up, as now all the water evaporation steam condensers disappeared, we can start raising the wick significantly. You can see here, I'm going to zoom better to the flame itself. You can see now the flame is a really beautiful fan-shaped flame. Actually, we can get to this high. We need to tune to actually cut the wick slightly even better to get even larger flame. You can raise it just to this point before it starts to smoke. This is the maximum height we can go. By all points, the wick is always go below the air dome. This is one tip of the fact of oil lamp. The wick should always remain below the air dome, except through center draft lamp, which works slightly differently. By allowing the wick below the air dome, we can allow it to get a constant amount of light. Actually, now you can see the wick start getting consumed because our oil isn't high enough. We need to get our oil just about an inch from the top of the column. By that way, we reduce the capillary distance. By this point, the wick actually cannot supply enough oil to our flame. What would happen is that now we'll start burning our wick. But zooming out, you can see how much light it generated. This thing, when it's run at its full potential, it generates about 15 watts of incandescent light it can maximally produce, which is really bright, considering for this small size. To extinguish the light, you fully lower the wick below the wick tube. You can still see some glowing if I move my camera down. With this glowing, you cannot get it off, as now it's the vapor from the wick now burning inside the tube. So actually the flame doesn't even lick the wick anymore, but the hot flame tube actually heats the wick and still produces the light. To extinguish such a flame, we have to blow gently across the chimney to extinguish it. Now the lamp is extinguished. You can smell the strong smell of kerosene from the top of the chimney. This is now because there isn't any flame to burn off the kerosene. But when this lamp works at its full potential, it produces zero smell, near zero smell, I would say. So that's it for a standard oil lamp. Hope you like it, as I shall see you in my next video.